Hey everyone, it's me. I want to make this video to give other people hope when you are going through a separation from your children, which is either your choice or their choice or whatever the case may be. And it doesn't matter whose fault it is. When you raise your children, partially raised your kids, whatever the case, and now there is a disconnect. So what do you do? I've been going through mine for about 10 years. Oldest daughter left when she was 18, moved out one day all of a sudden. Youngest daughter was 18 as well. I encouraged her to move out because it was just a very hostile situation. We're not cohesively living together, and that's just the way it was. So she left, and then whatever the case is. So it's been a long time since it was, by the time I was 40, both of my girls were out and about doing their own thing. So anyways, I want to talk about what it's like to go through this, and there are stages of what you go through, because sometimes, your ex or their other parent is involved in causing a greater divide, and sometimes they don't, and whatever the case. But I want to tell you that initially it's shocking and it hurts and you cry, and what are you going to do? Where are you going to put all your energy and time and love and this and that? And how did I get through it? I think initially I cried. I wasn't really quite sure. I ended up, losing my kids, or lost my dad, lost my kids, lost my house and the job and all that. So I went through a series of losses in a short amount of time, and it's like one right after the other. And so I was trying to recover, and then I had to find a new norm, and I had to get a grip, and I had to get a hold of myself, and I had to learn how to live differently than I had lived during the past so many years that I had raised my kids. I had to learn how to live without them, and I had to learn to accept their choices and their decisions, even if it didn't include me, even if their lives didn't include me. So over time, after I talked with a lot of friends, and I don't think I read a lot of books. I didn't do a lot of journaling. I got busy. I started to get hobbies and started to fill my life with different things, and it wasn't drugs or alcohol or anything like that. It wasn't anything illegal or, numbing. I didn't numb particularly with anything mind-altering. But I had to face a new normal, and I had to grab a hold of a life that I didn't expect, that I didn't know was going to happen. I simply had to adjust over time into being single again and moving on to another phase. A youngest daughter moved out and left, and I've seen her in passing, but there has been no communication. And she went on to she got engaged, got pregnant, whatever the case is, then got married, and then had a baby, and since has had 2 more. So I'm a grandma to 3 that have never met me, don't know I exist. I wasn't invited to the wedding or the hospital or birthdays or anything like that. And then my youngest daughter cut herself off from my entire family. And some of them have been to her house and have met her kids, but her children don't know I exist, as far as I know, or that the rest of my family exists, and we have a huge family. And that's her decision. And that's her right. Her right as a human being to have a relationship with or without anyone she wants. And she has the right as a parent to make decisions based on what she feels is right for her children, even if I don't agree, even if I wish I could be with my grandchildren and I wish they could get to know me. That's her choice. Oldest daughter left and is living her own life and returned a car, then doesn't talk to me and has texted me once in the last so many years and about this car thing, and she is disconnected as well, and she also has that right as an individual, as a human being, as whatever. That's her right. So what do? You really can sit and wallow in it and sit and allow these individuals, your children, to control your fate and your happiness and your joy and your life and this and that. Or you can say, I will respect their decision. I might not like their decision, but I will respect it. And to be honest with you, now that we have the internet, someday her kids will find out about me and will probably contact me or they'll contact someone in my family who will say, hey, by the way, you also have a grandma out there. That's just the way it is. You can't shelter your kids for the rest of their lives because the kids are on the milk cartons. They eventually find out that they've been missing or they were reported missing, or we can't keep our kids locked in a box. And eventually, with DNA testing, they can do the 23andMe and find out that they have, a grandma. They have, multiple aunts, cousins, second cousins, third cousins, whatever the case. It's really one of those things where you just go, well, that's just the way it is. So anyways, I just want to make this video, and I'm going to say it's not easy. There's times, when it's challenging, and there's times when you wish life was different, but when it's not, and you do not have control over what other people do, it's best to do whatever it takes for you to gain control of what you want to do or what you can do or whatever it is to add some joy to your life, and that's all there is to it. So that's all I wanted to talk about, and it gets easier over time. Like when you have a loss in your life, it gets easier over time, and that's just the way it is. It gets easier over time if you accept the situation and if you take a hold of your happiness and you go and revamp yourself and you forego numbing and you forego, ignoring the situation, or you forego the disbelief that I can't believe this is happening to me. Anything can happen at any time because everyone has the right to choose to live whatever life they want to live. So anyways, that's all I want to talk about. I hope this video helps someone else, because there's nothing else you can do in this situation. If your children are adults, there's really nothing else you can do. And in Wisconsin, grandparents don't have rights if they have not established a relationship with their grandkids. I don't know what your rights are in your state if you're watching this, but that's Wisconsin law. So even though I have grandkids, because I haven't established a relationship with them, I don't have rights. So that's the way it is. I hope this helps someone else. It is what it is, and all I know is I have to live my best, absolute best life despite all of that. So just knowing I have peace, I'm happy, I have joy in my life, I have people that love me, and that's more than what most people can ask for. So I hope everyone is having a great day, and we'll talk with you soon. Bye-bye.